Well, hey, hello, everybody.
Yes, hello.
I'm Kenneth McLaurin.
And I'm SingTrece.
Together, we're Singing Notes and Slinging Jokes, and we want to welcome you to Tompkins County Earth Day 2020. Yes, this is the 5th anniversary of Earth Day, and I know many people are wondering, what is Earth Day about? It is about connecting sustainability and equity, and a great quote from Van Jones that we really like here is that the green economy should not just be about reclaiming throwaway stuff. It should be about reclaiming communities that traditionally have been thrown away. It should not be just about recycling things to give them a second life. We should also be gathering up people and giving them a second chance. Today, we are going to bring you 4 hours of
3 to 5 minutes of presentation from community members and organizations. This is going to be a mix of live
and pre-recorded video.
Yeah.
And I think this might be the first ever virtual Earth Day celebration. So please bear with us.
Yes, bear with us.
There are going to be a little bit of technical glitches, but it's going to be a lot of people engaging on both our Zoom and Facebook online platform.
Yes. And we want you to participate.
So please comment.
Yes.
In the Facebook Live.
Yes.
In the Zoom chat box. Some comments will be shared live. Any positive comments you have about the host will be graciously appreciated and will most definitely be shared live online. We're also going to have some raffle prizes offered in the Facebook Live. So the Facebook Live chat. So make sure you check that out. And with no further ado, we're about to bring in the first presenter for Earth Day 2020.
Yes.
Kirby Edmonds from Building Bridges. Kirby is a longtime Ithaca resident and is a managing partner of TFC Associates, a training and consulting firm based in Ithaca, New York. He is also a senior fellow and program coordinator of the Dorothy Cotton Institute and the coordinator of the Cradle to Career Collective. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirby Edmonds.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Happy Earth Day. I want to start by saying what a pleasure it's been working with Karim, Rebecca, and Tammy to put this program together. A thank you to all of the presenters and to the groups and individuals that have donated prizes. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Building Bridges Initiative, which is managed by the Dorothy Cotton Institute, which is a project of the Center for Transformative Action. Building Bridges was founded in 2011 with the vision of a socially just, ecologically sound local economy that works for everyone in the Tompkins County area, with the purpose of bringing environmental activists and social justice activists together in common cause. We believe that equity and environmental sustainability and efforts to mitigate the damages caused by our changing climate go hand in hand. And toward that end, we introduced, with tremendous support from the Community Foundation, Tompkins County, the idea of collective impact as an organizing tool that could help our Tompkins County communities achieve that very ambitious vision. We are currently connected to several local collective impact initiatives, including Cradle to Career, which is focused on the well-being of all of our youth and their families pre-birth through age 24. The Childhood Nutrition Collaborative focused on ensuring that our youth and families eat well every day without stigma. My Brother's Keeper Ithaca focused on the well-being of young men of color in the city of Ithaca. The Ultimate Reentry Opportunity focused on the well-being of formerly incarcerated people and establishing local systems that ensure their successful reentry into the community from incarceration. And more recently, the community engagement process for the Ithaca Green New Deal. We're also very involved with the COVID-19 Food Task Force and working groups of the Food Policy Council. I believe that as the community comes together to deal with the crisis of COVID-19, the structural dynamics that make life so difficult for some segments of our population, communities of color, immigrants, and people with low incomes, are being exposed to everyone. Our hope, wish, and intention is that the same urgency we are bringing to dealing with the pandemic will be maintained as we find solutions for dealing with the climate emergency we all face. and that the solutions we devise for dealing with the pandemic as a community will serve us well in dealing with the climate change and achieving climate justice. You can find information about the collective impact initiatives at our website, citompkins.org. With respect to the Ithaca Green New Deal, we've been organizing discussion groups that will help us define as a community how we should measure progress towards greater equity. If you have ideas about this, you can email us at ithacagreennewdeal@gmail.com. By equity, we mean procedural equity, that is ensuring that everyone, particularly those most negatively affected by our current systems and structures, is included in the decision-making processes we create. Distributional equity, that is ensuring that the benefits and burdens of our policies are shared fairly, prioritizing those with the most need. And structural equity, that is mitigating the harms caused by structural racism and structural poverty. You'll be hearing more about the Ithaca Green New Deal from other presenters throughout this program. The task before us is daunting, with huge systemic challenges, including affordable housing, transportation, employment, education, food, affordable childcare, and reducing our carbon footprint. We can only solve these problems if we come together across our various communities and devise solutions together. Hence the theme today of today's Earth Day program, connection, solidarity, and action. Stay strong, stay safe, enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you very much, Kirby. We appreciate that information from Building Bridges, and also, hey, stay strong during this trying and sort of uncertain time. And next up, we have from Sunrise, Rebecca Evans. Rebecca's going to be live, but she also has a video that she's going to show us. A little bit about Rebecca.
And Rebecca Evans is a founding member of the Sunrise Movement and the Campus Sustainability Coordinator at Ithaca College as well.
Over to you, Rebecca.
Yes, after I did that. That's the glitch.
Thank you. My title's a bit of a mouthful at IC. But yeah, I'm Rebecca Evans. I'm a founding member of the Ithaca chapter of the Sunrise Movement. And I'm so excited to be here today celebrating the 50th anniversary of Earth Day with all of you. But what I'm most excited about, honestly, is that for some of you, this is going to be the first time that you hear of the Sunrise Movement. And you're going to find out exactly why we are the most exciting climate justice organization, not just in this program today, but across the country. If you've heard our name before, it was probably from trailblazers like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, maybe Senator Bernie Sanders, Ed Markey, or Beto O'Rourke. Or maybe you saw us organizing nearly 2,000 people in downtown Ithaca and millions across the country during the September climate strike. Or maybe you've heard our name in the context of the Ithaca Green New Deal. That's because we are a growing army of young people fighting to stop the climate crisis and create millions of good jobs in the process. We believe in a future where every person can get a job if they want one. We believe in a world where the air in Detroit is as clean as it is in Vermont. A future where politicians put people first, not corporations. Where middle schoolers are our heroes and where equity, justice, and access are how we measure success, not GDP and oil prices. We believe in good jobs and a livable future. Sunrise believes in a Green New Deal. And if you think that sounds crazy, drastic, or dreamlike, in the words of Representative AOC, they say calling for a Green New Deal is, quote, too much. Is 100% renewable energy really too much? Is fighting for dignified jobs that pay people enough to live too much? We don't think so. Sunrise Movement won't settle for anything less, and neither should you. You can find Sunrise Movement Ithaca on Facebook and Instagram.
Let me begin by thanking the Sunrise organization for all of the great work you are doing. Your generation and Sunrise did not wait for an older generation to invite you to take a seat at the table. You took that seat.
The reason why you hear constant disinformation about the Green New Deal is because they know how vulnerable they are. If they didn't, they wouldn't be doing this. We have never been more powerful, and big money has never been weaker, and that is exactly why they are fighting so hard against the Green New Deal. I cannot do this, but you can, we can together. It is going to take a level of organizing that we have never seen.
Sunrise Ithaca, the Green New Deal. Thank you folks very much. All right, so now is it time for me to do it now?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I'm excited about this next presenter. I know him personally, Nick Goldsmith from the city of Ithaca, and Nick is
the Sustainability Coordinator for the city of Ithaca and the town of Ithaca, and we'll be talking about the Green New Deal.
Here you go, Nick.
Thank you to Kenneth and SingTrece for the introduction, and thanks to all the organizers. This is really great to be here on the Earth Day number 50 celebration online. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start my timer first, and I've got 3 to 5 minutes to share with you news about the town of Ithaca Green New Deal and the city of Ithaca Green New Deal. I'm just going to give you a real quick overview, but I've got some links at the end so you can follow up for additional information. Let's get started. So the city of Ithaca passed a Green New Deal in June 2019. Town of Ithaca followed suit in March 2020. Both Green New Deal resolutions are based on the federal proposal. So they're fairly similar, and I'm going to try and give you some of the overarching goals of these local Green New Deals. There's essentially 2 main parts to the Green New Deals. One is to achieve carbon neutrality across the entire city and town of Ithaca by 2030. And the other part deals with reducing historical and current inequities, social and economic inequities. You can see this as one bigger goal. At the bottom there, you can see it says an equitable transition to carbon neutrality by 2030. So that's essentially what we're looking for. These problems are related. They've got the same root. We've got a broken system that's created massive climate change. How bad is the climate changing? Like, look outside at the weather. Yesterday I went outside and it was hailing, then it was sunny, and then it was snowing, then it was I saw geese flying in circles. So really these problems have the same roots, and we need to fix our system to address both issues at one time. We realize there's a whole lot more detail needed to go into this to figure out how to implement this. So I also want to mention that in the town's resolution, they put in a little more language around equity. And I know you can't read this, but it has to do with some of the things that Kirby was saying right before me around procedural equity, making sure that the processes that we use to develop any programs or policies are fair and inclusive, especially including folks that have not been part of the sustainability conversation historically. And we also want to make sure that any benefits are shared fairly. That may mean not equally. Some people may need more than others to make this a fair distribution. So in addition to those main goals, both the city and the town did adopt some goals for their own operations. This is to lead by example. And so these goals are having 100% renewable electricity for city and town operations by 2025, and for reducing emissions from the vehicle fleet, 50% by 2025. And to make this a little more clear, I know it's sometimes confusing, like what does that mean to try to get to carbon neutrality? We know a few of the ingredients, right? We've known them for years, and all the groups on this call are talking about various pieces of this. For buildings, new construction is going to have to move towards net zero fairly quickly, net zero construction. In existing buildings, we've got to do massive retrofits to reduce energy use, and then to electrify space and water heating so that that space and water heating can run off of renewable energy. In the transportation sector, obviously getting people out of single occupancy vehicles, and any miles that can't be reduced or eliminated need to come from electric vehicles. Powering all sectors with renewables will be key. And then obviously reducing emissions alone will not be enough. We're going to need to do carbon dioxide removal through afforestation, through soil management, and through some other methods as well. And that brings up, of course, the questions of carbon offsets. What kinds are allowed? From where? Who pays for them? So a lot of questions to be worked out, but this will hopefully give you a little bit better idea of some of the things that'll be involved. And there's a role for everyone. I think the municipal role is to lead the action plan development process that is starting to roll out now to develop a plan for how to get to net zero while reducing inequality. For individuals, you can encourage your own municipality to adopt and implement a Green New Deal. And you can learn more throughout this event from all the great local organizations working to reduce inequality and reduce emissions. Learn more from them this afternoon and get engaged with them. And then you can stay tuned for news. On my next slide, which I'll jump to right now, there's some contact information. You can go to these websites and learn more about the Green New Deal in the city of Ithaca and the town of Ithaca. Thanks again so much to the organizers. Thanks to you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your Earth Day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nick. We really appreciate the information, everything you shared about the Green New Deal. And next up is a local vocalist.
Yes, and his name is Rakim, AKA Rock Jones. It's a pleasure to introduce him because I know him personally and his family. Rock Jones is a born and raised Ithacan who is a community leader who is inspired to be the change he wants to see in his community and the world. He presents his original tune he wrote that's called The One to Earth Day 2020. Presenting Rock Jones.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all out there.
stop when you get there. Because the one is the one who believes and reacts on their dreams. The one is the one who won't stop until it's complete, yeah. The one is the one who changes a negative into positivity. You can do it. Be the one. Because the one is you. Be the one because it's inside you. No one else knows.
Thank you for inspiring someone to want to sing a song. And it's called The One by Rock Jones. So if you guys want to
That's
get
right.
that, get in touch with Rock Jones for that.
So next up, we have a presentation from Laurie Konwinski. Laurie is the Deputy Director of Catholic Charities and Tompkins, Tioga, and she also coordinates the agency's Justice and Peace Ministry in Tompkins County.
Thank you.
Hello, Laurie.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum and peace be with you. I want to say happy Easter to my Christian brothers and sisters and blessings and peace to my Muslim sisters and brothers as they begin the holy month of Ramadan tomorrow. I'd like to start my reflection with lines from an interfaith prayer from Laudato Si. That's an encyclical, a statement of Catholic teaching written by Pope Francis in 2015. So let us pray. All-powerful God, you are present in the whole universe and in the smallest of your creatures. Bring healing to our lives, that we may protect the world and not prey upon it, that we may sow beauty and not destruction and pollution. Touch the hearts of those who look only for gain at the expense of the poor and the earth. Teach us to discover the worth of each thing, to be filled with awe and contemplation, to recognize that we are profoundly united with every creature as we journey towards your infinite light. We thank you for being with us each day. Encourage us, we pray, in our struggle for justice, love, and peace. Amen.
Amen.
This afternoon, my talk is about Earth Day lessons on this beautiful 50th anniversary of Earth Day. And the lessons I'm going to draw on are from one of God's smallest creatures, the daffodil. Sometimes we're so busy, even so busy trying to save the environment, that we don't have time to be awestruck by nature, by something as small as a daffodil. So even though we're stuck inside these days, I encourage you, children and adults, with safe social distancing, to get outside and to notice the daffodils or whatever trees, grass, flowers are blooming in your neighborhood. Be open to wonderment. My husband recently noticed something amazing about a bouquet of daffodils from our garden. Each individual daffodil, even those of different varieties, had a different scent. Each was unique. Isn't that incredible? See what you can discover. Look, smell, taste, listen. Take in the glory and the power of the Creator as expressed in creation. And let that rejuvenate and motivate and inspire you to protect this precious earth. And then let the beauty of daffodils remind you that nature gives us so much more than material possessions do. Think about this. These days, we're not shopping much. Let's keep not shopping much when we can safely go out again. Instead, let's spend time with the family and friends that we're missing. Let's keep planning our shopping trips so we drive less. We've learned how to do that. But more than that, let's stop considering shopping as a form of entertainment. Let's stop thinking that buying more stuff is going to make us happy. Yes, we do have to support our locally owned businesses when all this is over, but we don't have to fill up our lives with things. We have to stop our level of consumption if we want to save this planet. And lastly, let the daffodils teach you to hang tough. Even though the temperatures dip down to the 30s and they got snowed on more than once, these daffodils kept going. Like them, we have got to keep going in this struggle against climate change for the long haul, and we have to do the hard work. All of us should recycle and compost and drive less and cut down on our electricity use, all of that, sure, but that's not enough. And that's the simple truth. We aren't going to stop climate change just with individual efforts. We have to work on changing policies and systems, and that is difficult, long haul work. Here in Tompkins County, there are many groups already doing exactly that. I'll name just a few. The Sunrise Movement, we've already heard from amazing young people. Extinction Rebellion Ithaca, and the local chapter of Citizens Climate Lobby. Those are the websites for all those groups. These groups are calling on elected officials and corporations to make the big changes needed to address climate change, to divest from fossil fuels, to put a steadily increasing fee on those fossil fuels so it's no longer profitable to produce them, and to make major investment in green jobs and infrastructure. So if you want to save the daffodils and the humans and every other creature, please step up. Be part of this chorus of voices shouting together to protect the earth. As a person of faith, or simply a person of good faith and good heart, please be part of something bigger than yourself. Thank you and happy Earth Day.
Next up is Marty Hiller from Ithaca Community Gardens. Marty Hiller is the board president at Ithaca Community Gardens, and she has something she wants to share with you.
Hey, thanks. Thanks everyone. Oh, give me just a sec. Happy Earth Day. I'm here from the Ithaca Community Gardens. We manage a 2-acre community garden in the Market District in Ithaca's West End. We're located between the Farmers Market and the new Green Star location. Our all-volunteer organization provides space to grow food for about 150 local households and community groups each year. We donate more than 700 pounds of produce to area food banks through the Friendship Donations Market Network, an amount that's second only to Wegmans Supermarket. This is our 45th year of operation. We're operating under modified guidelines this year for pandemic safety, and we're currently accepting new registrations. We're not yet full for the year. We have scholarships available for low-income gardeners, so even if you've lost your job, you can still grow food with us. You can look us up online at ithacacommunitygardens.org. I also want to put a plug in for a newly formed group, the Solidarity Gardens Project. This project is a coalition of community stakeholders and volunteers who are organizing for food security and food self-sufficiency during the COVID-19 pandemic. We're part of a larger food security effort in Tompkins County, and the part of the solution that we're focused on is urban gardening. Growing food nourishes the spirit as well as the body. I hope I'm still online. Something's going wrong here. And we believe gardening is a crucial activity to foster in this time of physical distancing. We're supporting our existing urban gardens, and we're increasing the capacity of those gardens to safely provide both food for donations and access to growing space. We're also creating new urban gardens where we can, in gardens and tree lawns, and empowering volunteers to learn about urban gardening and about pandemic safety, and to get involved and make a difference in our community. We're building on existing relationships between our urban gardens and organizations like CCE, Green Star Community Projects, Loaves and Fishes, and FDN's Neighborhood Food Hubs. And we're helping to forge connections between urban gardeners and this year's expanded food distribution networks. There should be a link. Can we put up a link in the chat window for a sign-up form for the project? Please fill it out if you're interested in helping out. If you don't get that, then you can contact me through the Ithaca Community Gardens website as well. Now, some of you may know that the Ithaca Community Gardens was expecting to be under construction this spring. Our neighbors, CMC and Park Grove Realty, are planning to develop the vacant lot next door. And we've agreed to reconfigure the gardens to accommodate that. They're currently in the final stages of their planning board approval, but we're not sure yet how the pandemic affects their construction schedule. And they've been very gracious about our decision to stay open for the year to serve the community in this time of need. We're hoping to start construction in November and to open next year's season in our new improved space. Now, I'm going to try to show you some pictures in the gardens to finish out my presentation. Let's see if this works. Okay. Are we up? All right. So these pictures were all taken in the community gardens. They were taken for a calendar. This is a spring garden here with lettuce and garlic. This is more later in the year when the tomatoes are ripening in August. There's a huge bounty in the late summer and early fall. I'm hoping to get your mouth watering here and get you excited about the amazing bounty and beauty of the earth. This is a late fall, of course. Okay, there it is. So again, happy Earth Day, everybody. And I'll turn it on over to the next person now.
Thank you, Marty.
Yes.
We appreciate it. And we appreciate those beautiful pictures that you had of the community gardens out here in Ithaca. Want to encourage everybody out there, hey, even if you have a green thumb or even if you have a yellow thumb or a brown thumb, you can go out and work and dig and have yourself some nice vegetables like that.
Almost definitely. That looks so.
I know. Next, we have some folks from Discover Cayuga Lake. We have Astrid Yurka. Yurka, I'm sorry. Astrid Yurka. Astrid has a video, and
this video is simply a thank you from the crew at Discover Cayuga Lake to our community. A few minutes to remember how important it is to be together and celebrate this beautiful place we live in.
Better times are coming.
Most definitely.
Here you go, Astrid.
Thanks. I'm going to say a couple of words before you put the video on, and Karim, hopefully you're going to put the video on for me. So happy Earth Day, everybody. So happy to be here, and thank you so much to all the organizers and also to you MCs. So we are especially appreciative of the earth and our natural environment at this moment in time. We feel especially lucky to be able to go outdoors and breathe clean air. I hope you're with me on that one. Discover Cayuga Lake is dedicated to ensuring that everyone in our community has an opportunity to experience the wonder of nature, in particular our lakes, streams, and gorges, and is equipped to be the voice of the future of these natural resources. So we're the folks behind the local Trout in the Classroom program and the Cayuga Lake Floating Classroom and the tour boat, the MV Teal. The MV Teal is meant to be a boat for everyone in our community. To enjoy some time cruising on the lake, as well as a boat we can all use as a platform to provide educational programming for children and adults so that we can all experience a deeper connection to this vital source of water, which is an integral part of our local existence. Cayuga Lake and the streams that run into it comprise our watershed of nearly 1,000 square miles. This is our drinking water, and this is the water that makes Ithaca gorgeous. This is the water that nurtures our local crops and supports our local farmers, and it's the water that allows our forests and fields to flourish, as well as the plants and animals that make our local ecosystem so special. So we must appreciate and protect this water. Sadly, not everyone in our community has equal access to our watershed, and this is what we are hoping to achieve. In the last 2 years, thousands of you have been involved in our programs, many of your children. We're so grateful that you've joined us, and we ask for your continued support. We'd like to provide a moment of gratitude to nature in our community today by showing a montage of photos we've taken over the last 2 years of our watershed community enjoying time in classrooms, streams, and on our collective boat. So please enjoy, everybody, and happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day, everybody. In 2017, we took a huge leap of faith and committed to bringing a new tour boat to Cayuga Lake. The idea was to continue the legacy of the Cayuga Lake Floating Classroom and to broaden our role, focusing not only on education, but also ensuring that every member of our community has a chance to make a personal connection with the lake and with the waterways upon which we all depend. A boat for everyone. My name is Bill. I'm the director of Discover Cayuga Lake, and I want to thank all of you for making the first 2 years of our existence on the lake a possibility.
If I had a big houseboat, well, I'd rip right off and let her float. If I had a jet airplane, well, I'd take right off and land in Spain. But that's not going on tonight, and my bad habits will intrude, all right. One more down, it's okay, 'cause I'm going to bed now anyway. Not some that's beating down. You're born to sing. Why don't you sing all day and all night? You're born to sing. Why don't you sing all day and all night? To each was giving their own sound, to be chosen by the wind. Birds sing their song, children of you them a listen. Monarch of voice to praise the living God. I lift my eyes to the east, my salvation lies. Baby, like you, I find my king. Lord, you keep me when I pray. Send them answer on the
Hi, this is Marina. I hope you enjoyed our video. As the Science and Education Coordinator, I ask you to join us in empowering the youth of our community. Please stay safe and healthy and connect with us virtually by following our Facebook and Instagram. On behalf of everyone at Discover Cayuga Lake, I would like to say thank you for all of your support and happy Earth Day 2020.
Discover Cayuga Lake and Asterisk, thank you very much.
Yes.
You know, if people aren't motivated to get on the lake now, I don't know what's going to motivate you.
I can't wait.
We hope to be out there soon. It might be a little while, but we hope the boat will be on the water and ready for everybody in June.
Do a distancing party.
That's it. All right. Well, next up, we have Katie Hallis and Monica Rolfe from the Food Policy Council.
And Katie and Monica will be discussing the work of the Tompkins County Food Policy Council to develop a county-wide food system plan and how you can get involved.
Yeah, and I think they're probably going to show us a PowerPoint. Somehow I feel like there's a PowerPoint involved.
You're right. It should already be showing.
There you are, ladies.
Yes, thank you. Happy Earth Day, everyone. Believe it or not, I was around 50 years ago when Earth Day started. It's hard to believe. Anyhow, today, Katie and I are here from Cooperative Extension, and we're representing the Food Policy Council of Tompkins County. And we're going to talk about the effort that we have ahead of us in the next 2 years to develop a countywide food system plan. And it seems ever more important right now because of the current coronavirus crisis, and our food system is being challenged. So we're learning a lot and as part of this process, and I'll turn it over to Katie to talk about what is a food system and what we're doing regarding plan development.
Thank you, Monica. Hi, everyone. Happy Earth Day. I'm really happy to be here with you all, and thanks to all the organizers and the lovely MCs, and hello to everyone out there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about food systems in general, and also tell you about this new initiative that we're working on to build a plan to help us achieve the vision that I think many of us share for a healthy, sustainable, and equitable food system. And it feels so great to be here on Earth Day because our food is one of the strongest connections that we all share with our planet, with our mother, with our home. And it's a really amazing opportunity for us to unite, even in these really challenging times. But I also think these are really important times, really potent times. And so looking at our food system is feels really timely on Earth Day. So in terms of thinking about what a food system is, I think many of us have a pretty good understanding, but we are really thinking about this as when we think about what is a food system, we're kind of talking about a very complex, interconnected web of activities, of resources, of people who are all involved in human nourishment, sustaining our planet and sustaining human health. So it includes a lot of these aspects that you see here, which are depicted, you know, in kind of a linear way. And of course, as many of us know, it's a very, it's more of a web, a meandering path. A really simple way to think of it too is kind of the path that food travels from farm to fork. But the important piece is that it is this fundamental link that we all have with one another and with the earth. And as such, we can all influence our food system because we are all so deeply dependent on it and so constantly active in it, many times a day, making decisions about the food that we eat and what we're feeding our family and where we're shopping. So I want to talk a little bit also about this planning process. So why are we creating a plan? As Monica alluded to, and many others have today, we've been facing a lot of these issues and challenges in our society having to do with our environment, our economic situation for a very long time. And at the same time, this current situation and pandemic has laid a lot of vulnerabilities bare in an especially pronounced way. So we are taking this opportunity to address these key issues that we're seeing within our food system to build a more self-sufficient and more resilient food system for the long term, one that strengthens ecological health. You know, sustainable agriculture is really one of the key climate solutions. It's a crucial one. And interestingly, we kind of see this paradox of industrial agriculture anyways being one of the key drivers of climate change, but a more regenerative agricultural system can actually be one of the key solutions. So that's a really exciting piece that we're looking at. We really want to focus on ensuring greater access and affordability and healthy food for all of our residents and improving health outcomes and addressing diet-related diseases at the source so that all people can live a healthy life and thrive. We also really want to focus on having a viable farm economy, which trickles out into all sectors of our community and can help other sectors of the food system thrive. Want to talk a little bit about what we're doing right now. Important to say, I think, is that this is building off of so many efforts that already exist and have been going on in our community for such a long time. So we're not really creating anything new here, but we're taking a really deep dive and taking a look at what are our assets, what are our opportunities, what are the gaps and vulnerabilities, so that a vision that works for all community members can come out of this. An important part of this is a broad-based outreach initiative to identify those needs and concerns, and that means hearing from our community and our whole community. And a really important piece of this work is centering the experiences and the voices of the people who are most impacted by these issues in this work and in this gathering of information, which is kind of our first phase. Out of this, we'll be developing recommendations for policy and other actions and creating a vision that we all can get behind and achieve. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Monica to share how to get involved. And we can't.
Thank you, Katie. Yes, people can go to our website and there's a form there. So if you have, if you want to join work that we're doing, or if you would just like to make some comments about what you think is needed for our food system, that's a great place to do it. You can always contact Katie at her email address. She's at Cooperative Extension, and so you can reach her through Extension. We do have a 15-member or so food system planning team in place right now, and we have working groups as part of that team. And the working groups are focused on doing outreach to get input from lots of stakeholders, and then also gaining that data about our current food system that we'll be able to build on and identify where the gaps are. So we hope you join us. We can't do it without you. You're all part of the food system. So take part and let us know what you think is needed. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica and Katie. We really appreciate that. Food Council, Policy Council, check them out. Next up, we have Denise Katzman and Karim Beers from Get Your GreenBack Tompkins. Denise Katzman is an energy navigator volunteer, and she speaks with her friend Francesca the Bear about net zero home. And then Karim Beers, our Get Your GreenBack coordinator, joins in as well.
Denise, where are you? We're social distancing right now. Oh, there you are. Oh, I'm so sorry I'm late, Francesca. That's okay. Can we continue our conversation about the energy navigators? Yeah, but I still say phooey. Incentives, schmentives. I can't afford any of that stuff right now. Well, I'm just happy that you want to talk about getting your home to be net zero. And everyone can participate, renters, homeowners, all income levels, and there's benefits. So follow us. I rent. I really do want to connect to clean energy, but I always thought that solar was only for rich people. Well, we're going to talk about that a little later because I want to talk about the benefits right now. What kind of benefits do you mean? The federal and state programs that can help pay for some of this stuff, a little bit or almost 100%, because this involves getting a home energy audit at no cost so that you can get your home to be energy efficient. And that's one of the steps towards a net zero home. Sorry, commercial time. The audit can also help with showing where in your home you're wasting energy. Every time I open my fridge, the doors bounce right back at me, and that's a waste of energy. I'm glad you said that because this program can also help with equipment. You mean I can save energy and money, but I gotta tell you, my heating bills are astronomical. The programs have pathways to clean energy heating systems like heat pumps heat pumps and pellet stoves that can make our environment healthier. My landlord has to approve. That's correct. And energy navigators can help with all of it. So right now, we're going to get you an energy navigator appointment, and we're going to talk a little bit about solar. Everyone that pays a utility bill can participate. Later on, Erica Herman with Get Your GreenBack Tompkins is going to talk about these programs, so tune in. Wow, Denise, I should have listened to you way back at Ithaca Festival. Energy navigators can help me with all of this? Right on, Francesca. Now, I truly do believe that you can save energy and you can save money, and my home is going to be so much healthier. Happy Earth Day every day. Peace out. Here's Karim.
Thanks, Francesca and Denise. Hi, everyone. I'm Karim Beers, coordinator of Get Your GreenBack Tompkins. Energy Navigator volunteers and Get Your GreenBack staff can help you learn about and take advantage of programs to help reduce your energy use, get off of fossil fuels, and save money. Our energy advising is free on Earth Day and every day. Get in touch, go to getyourgreenback.org and click on the help button. Happy Earth Day. Count on us to help you save energy and money.
Thank you, Karim, Francesca the Bear, and Denise. We have our last presentation today, and it is Nicholas from Ribs Recycle Ithaca Bicycle.
RIBS is a program under Southside Community Center. RIBS is located at 530 West Buffalo Street. It helps the community and environment through recycling and refurbishing bicycles. I can vouch for that. Thank you so much. I like to ride my bike. Here's a video that tells you a little bit more about what they can do. Enjoy.
When you're out riding your bike and you pass other people in the street on bicycles, that's the community coming together in respect for the earth. Since RIBS began 30 years ago, literally thousands of people have shown up to learn how to recycle, upcycle, and reuse bicycles, and how to fix and maintain their own bicycle and help others do the same. That is the community coming together not only in respect for the earth, but to stand for taking action and maintaining it. Together, the sun and the earth are a closed circle. Everything in that system is designed to work with every other thing. Every part of nature has a role. There is balance. The premise of Recycle Ithaca's bicycles is to be true to that idea of a closed circle. We take responsibility for everything we have and make use of everything we have. Only what we can't use do we discard, but even those things we make sure to put on a course away from being wasted by sending them to metal recycling. We apply a similar principle to people. It's a basic premise of education that everyone has a different way of learning and brings something different to the conversation. We find ways to work with these human variances and apply them to their best advantage as best we can. A lot of reuse requires clever thinking, developing and engineering methods to make use of what we have. And we use these techniques in what we teach with our participants, and participants use them in what they teach with each other, which they can then apply to their daily lives. If something breaks in your home, is it garbage? No, you can fix it. And if you can't, you can repurpose it or transfer it to somewhere where it can be utilized as a resource, rather than just adding to a landfill that burdens and potentially toxifies an ecosystem. A bicycle is an ecologically conscious paradigm. The only fuel it burns is the energy of the rider, and compared to other vehicles, its construction uses a minimum of resources and materials. Cyclists also benefit from expending their energy, with increased cardiovascular, muscular, and mental health. By itself, the bicycle is a wonder of utility, efficiency, and balance between human needs and the needs of the planet. But reuse can multiply these properties, because a bicycle can be repaired almost indefinitely. A single bicycle, properly cared for, can last decades. It can outlast the people who first rode it. Even in common use, the bicycle as a paradigm often falls short in terms of ecological responsibility, because there is one missing link. When someone loses interest in their bicycle, whether it is because it breaks and they can't fix it, or because they just don't want it anymore, they often simply throw it away or neglect it until it becomes rust. Reusing, maintaining, or rebuilding a bicycle makes it even more powerful as an ecological device. It completes the circle. Recycle Ithaca's bicycles creates an environment where the knowledge of how to do this is extended to as many people as possible. We add another link to this circle of sustainability. We empower individuals to maintain their own lives, to become smarter, more capable people, and to understand the ethics of environmental responsibility. Bicycling engages the rider more closely with their environment and their community. Working on bicycles together expands the circle, adding value to the community.
Thank you very much for that information about RIBS and Southside Community Center.
Thank you so much for joining us for this first hour of Earth Day 2020 celebration.
Tompkins County, I'm Kenneth McLaurin.
And I'm SingTrece.
And we are signing off for the first hour. There are more interesting and engaging and fun things coming up from our community members. Now we're handing it off to the second hour host, Anke. Here you go.